And we're back with more of the High Sierra Report here on this fine Sunday. On my left in the studio, City Council candidate for South Lake Tahoe, Austin Sass. Thanks for coming in. You're usually over here. Now we flopped you over because there's been a lot of information pumped out in the past week or two about the City Council candidates that are all running. What gets you most fired up? What are you seeing out there for the hot topics now that a lot of this has been released?
You know, to be honest with you, one of the things that I hope comes out in some of the forums in the future and some of the interviews is that, you know, they haven't asked about our business background and how that will help on City Council. I mean, there's a $72 million budget on City Council, and none of the questions have said, well, how does your business background and your experience of budgets help you contribute to the City Council? So that hasn't come up, and I'm excited for that to come up. And then the other thing is, you know, they haven't spent much time talking about time. City Council is 20 to 30 hours a week, and no one's really asked the question in public, where are you going to find 20 to 30 hours a week to be on City Council? And I think all candidates need to be able to answer that question. And then the third thing I hope comes up is, who are you associated with? Who are you affiliated with? Are you independent? Because personally, I don't own a business in town. I don't own real estate in town except for the house I live in. I don't belong to any of the chambers of commerce. So I don't owe anybody anything. All I care about is locals first.
Locals first. I like it. And you've also focused on recreation as well, as we've seen from your Facebook page and the campaign elements. Talk about how you're well versed in that and how being retired, you have more time to get out there, enjoy it, and then circle it back around and tell everybody how it goes.
Well, you know, I am retired. I've been retired for 3 years right now. And I ski on average 60 to 90 days a year. So, you know, I get out there all the time in the winter. In the summertime, I'm mountain biking, I'm road biking, and I'm hiking. I've hiked extensively all over the Tahoe Basin. I've hiked every single peak. And so when we get to talking about recreation and connectivity and bike trails and bike paths, you know, it pays to have some experience knowing what a good bike path looks like, what a good bike lane looks like. And the fact that when we look at places like Toads and we look at Echo and Spooner Summit, there's no transportation. So when we want to get tourists in town to come out and take advantage of all of that, we need to be able to get them there. And you know, you take a look at the wintertime, we get 1 million skiers coming every year between Sierra, Kirkwood, and Heavenly. Imagine if we can get 1 million people in the summer just to recreate, not to get out of the heat and not to just escape at the lake, but actually coming here to recreate and spend some money and spend the night.
Yeah, good. I like that, how you tie that back into summer, and that keeps our tax dollars full. And I mean, we have seen a dip in taxes lately. How do you see supplementing that? Is it just by providing that recreation, or is it taxing the recreation?
Well, city surveys have said that locals want improvements to infrastructure and they want recreation enhanced, but they do not want to pay for it. They want the tourists to pay for it. So now we need to start taking a look at all the things that the tourists spend money on. You know, scenic boat tours, recreation equipment rental, recreation vehicle rental, all of those things, TOT. And we need to take a look at what the revenue potential is, what the expenses associated with that is, and then city staff needs to say, net, we could pick up $500,000 if we do X, Y, or Z. Because that's what the city survey showed, and that's how we raise money.
So you say put the locals first. How do you plan on getting them involved? We know it's a low voter turnout, and locals not really that involved. They have big opinions, but real quick before we wrap up, how do you want to get them involved?
People need to talk to people. You need to go out and have your friends and have people that are supporting you go out and talk to their neighbors and say, hey, this is who I'm voting for. The next big media event will be the Mountain News coming out with their endorsements sometime in October. They influence a lot of people. Yeah. Lake Tahoe News will do it as well. So hopefully people will read.
All right, that's all the time we have. Austin Sass, City Council candidate for South Lake Tahoe. We'll be back.